Hello again. We are going to be solving for a missing angle this time. When we are solving for a missing angle, again, we have two options available to us. We've got trig. In the end, we're going to end up using the inverse trig functions to help us fully solve, or we have the triangle sum theorem. If I'm using trig inverse, in this case, the thing that I will need to know is I will need two sides known. If I'm using the triangle sum theorem, I will need two angles known. So whatever's given to me will help me decide what tool I should use to solve. In this first problem, I'm solving for that missing angle x. What is given to me is side length 30, side length 17. That is two sides that are known, so I'm going to be using trig for this first one. So let's write out. So, TOA, and decide which trig function I should use. So x is my theta. I have a side length that's not a leg at all. It is nowhere near that right angle, so that 30 is my hypotenuse. And I also have a side length that is touching that theta and that right angle, so that must be my adjacent side, which means I've got the of SOHCAHTOA. So let's write my equation. Cosine of x degrees is equal to adjacent, which is 17, divided by hypotenuse, which is 30 in this case. Now, this time, I am solving for x. I want to get this x by itself. Currently, the function cosine is being done to x. So what I want to do is I want to undo that cosine function. So I need to undo cosine. And the way that we can undo that cosine function is using inverse cosine. So what I need to do is I need to apply that inverse cosine function to what was already in the equation, which is cosine of x. However, whatever I do to one side of my equation, I also have to do to the other side. So I'm going to apply that cosine inverse function to the other side of my equation as well. The reason I'm doing this is because cosine and cosine inverse are functions that undo one another, which means in essence, they disappear, they cancel out. They undo one another and they give us x by itself on the left side of the equation. On the right side of the equation, I'm left with cosine inverse of 17 over 30. But x is now isolated. X is in fact by itself, so I've solved this problem, and this is again something I can plug into the calculator. Cosine inverse of 17 over 30 is my exact answer. I can get my approximate answer by plugging into the calculator from here.